What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Before we get into a live section and then the gameplay, on Friday night, you're watching this Saturday night, on Friday afternoon, sorry, I was watching Nick's stream, and he built loads of 81 plus Premier League packs, and he packed a couple of Team of the Seasons. I didn't have any Premier League golds, and this was recorded at about 8 minutes to 6 p.m., so I didn't have time to build any Premier League golds either. All I thought was like, let me just build 3 of these dead packs, see what I get, see how it goes, and go from there. And in my very first pack, I hit a walkout, which was great. It was blue, which was even better. And it turned out to be Christian Eriksen, which allows me to make some amazing changes to my team, which we'll talk about in depth in a little while. So I had 2 more of these left. And what I also want to talk about is why that this is both a brilliant thing and an extremely frustrating thing at the same time. So we've got Christian Eriksen and 2 other deadbeat players. I moved into my second pack. Don't care anymore. Just packed a 1.2 million coin player. Doesn't matter what I get. But I got another walkout. This time it wasn't blue. It was gold. It was Argentinian. It was Gonzalo Higuain, an 88 rated, who is obviously going to be super important for grinding towards icons. And yeah, very happy to get a second walkout out of 3 of these packs, which was just nuts. And you just think it can't possibly get any better than this. It did. We got a 3rd consecutive walkout. Unbelievable. Another blue. It was only Doherty, but 2 blues and Higuain in 3 of those dead packs was insane. We're going to go live. I'm going to talk about some team changes and make some team changes. Then we're going to come back and talk about gameplay. So for the time being, guys, I will be right back. All right, guys, so there you go. You would have seen those insane packs, including Christian Eriksen. So I built him into the team. Absolutely mental luck, and that Higuain is going to go well towards getting Ruud Gullit as well. But Christian Eriksen is there. Although I kind of like, I don't want to rush to complete Gullit, so I don't think I'm going to have him for this weekend league. I have listed up Lacazette. I should get about 1.5 million for him. Now, the Ruud Gullit SBC from scratch is 3 million coins. If you have nothing, there's Lacazette on the market. He is the cheapest by about 10k. When he sells, I'll have about 2.3 million. Because I already have so many high rateds and so many icons for Gullit, I would be able to do him if I just spent my coins on him. I don't really want to do that. I want to spend this week grinding and crafting and seeing how close we can get to doing him for as cheap as possible. And then I feel like if by next Friday I don't have him done, I might spend the coins to get him done to get him into the team. Because I think he's going to be like a huge addition to the squad. So the 3 icons that we're going to be using in Gullit is going to be Ballack, Best, and Raul. Just to give a little brief breakdown of what we've done with them over the course of the game. Now, don't get me wrong, this is an amazing icon. He's only played 173 games for me since he's been in the club. George Best, also an insane icon. He's only played 121 games for me, and most of those are as a sub, as you can tell by his goals and assist ratio. And then Michael Ballack, the most used of the 3 icons here, 325 games. Gullit's obviously going to be going almost where he went. So we're going to use Ballack in this squad because he's the lowest rated. Then Raul and Best will go into a couple of the other squads. And that gets us 1 100k pack. And I think you get 3 or 4 100k packs from this. Hopefully we can hit a walkout and pack a blue. That would be ideal. We can't. My pack luck outside of upgrades has been horrendous. In upgrades, it's been great. We obviously got a lot of high-rated cards and a lot of good things. But it's literally just an 83. A 100k pack with an 83 rated card is all we get here. But it's nice to replenish. I've probably got a lot of these missing. Yeah, I've only got 9 duplicates. So it's nice to replenish a whole bunch of golds into the club. And we'll go ahead and list these up. I'm going to go and build, I think I'm going to build, I might do it with you guys right here, the highest rated squad, the 89 with an icon, because we've got so many really high rated cards that I can just use very comfortably that I would only have to, you know, maybe purchase a couple cards here or there. I know we've got that Higuain, I've got David De Gea 91 that I don't mind using. We've obviously got the 93 icon, and it's only an 89 rated squad, so we'll be able to get away with. And there you go, Lacazette. Oh, you can't see actually because my coins are there because I was going to be building SBC. But Lacazette's just sold. I now have 2.3 million coins again, which is a really good spot to be in. But obviously, I don't need to do anything with them just yet because we are going to be grinding now. I might pick up a player here or there for something. But yeah, so the 89 rated squad, it needs 1 icon. We're going to be putting George Best in there. Aubameyang is now going to go as well. Juanfran is now going to go as well. Not only do we not need him anymore, team of the season is fully here. There's so many really, really good right backs in the game, to the point where if I needed them, I could just use, I have Red Trent as well now. Like, there's just no way he's going to be an important aspect to this team. We've got Casemiro in now as well. I don't want to use the team of the seasons really, just because I might need them for team of the season SBCs. But at the same time, I've got a couple of team of the seasons here that I'm just never, ever going to use for anything really ever. Let's pop these 84s in. Let's see how close we are to the squad being done with the 84s and stuff. Like, even that Manuel da Costa, like, yeah, it's an 86 team in the season, but when am I, like, I believe anyway, they're as cheap as the cheapest, like, 86 rated cards anyway. Doherty, maybe not, and being Premier League, maybe I'll hold on to him. But generally speaking, these guys are all so dirt cheap. So that puts us up to an 88 rated squad. Nowhere near the chemistry, mind. We only need 55 chem, to be honest. That's not too bad at all. The fact that we are quite close and we haven't even put in some of the bigger players. Let's pop in Higuain up over an 84. That's not quite enough. Pop in Riyad Mahrez over an 85. That's also not quite enough. Let's pop Illaramendi in just for some chemistry. So that gets our chemistry there. So now I just need to find out what the rating is to boost me up to an 89, and then pretty much go and pick up that player. So an 89 over an 87 works. Does that mean an 86 over an 84 is also going to work? It might well do. Let's have a look at what other just randoms that we've got. In terms of gold players, I think I've got some 86, like just regular golds that we can use. No, I've only got 84s. Okay. Let's go. I need to get just an 86 as a placeholder. I want to have a look at what the 86s and 85s do for the spot. So we've got an 86, an 85, and an 87 there. Obviously, I'm not going to use these guys. This is just for testing. But the 87 over an 84 doesn't work. So does an 88 over an 84 obviously would. So I could either get an 88 over the 84 or an 89 over the 87. And that would be us done. About an 89 over the 88. No, that's not quite enough. And then in terms of using these cards, obviously Best has to go. Higuain we just packed. 3 pinks, which is great. Aubameyang now, we don't need this player of the month Aubameyang anymore because we have his team of the season Aubameyang. Riyad Mahrez is untradeable. Illaramendi is untradeable. David De Gea is untradeable. And we don't need him now because we've got 2 Allisons. So this 86 is the only real one. So it's just an 89 rated or an 88 rated card that I need to pick up. So let me go and have a look at what the cheapest 89 and 88 rated cards are. So 89 is 42k, 88 is 32k. So we could either get Lloris for one of the 84s or Busquets for the 87. I might just go and get Lloris. If we just go and pop Hugo Lloris in here, he's actually really, really cheap, which is nice. And then that gives me the chemistry as well. Fantastic. So we will go and get Lloris. According to Fubbin, he's 32k. High rated cards are really, really low right now. They're really coming down, which is nice. 32.5 it says he is. So he's actually 33. Oh, he's obviously gone. He's there for so long. I don't mind spending like even 33, 34k on it. It's not too bad at all. And Danovic is another of the cheaper ones, but I feel like these have been there for a little bit. Now we're getting to that point where I would rather purchase Busquets and save Juanfran, but no, we're done. Lloris, the only one that we had to buy. I'm really not getting rid of anything that I care about at this stage in the game either. The 2 pinks we can get back. I could potentially put in an 84 instead of Illaramendi, except I can't get the chemistry. I'm a bit short on chem by 1. Oh, goddamn. Is that a left wing to left mid? I think it is. If I converted... Just say, like, obviously saving a gold 84 and using... Yeah, let me just convert him down. Saving a gold 84 and using one of the purples is way better because I can get the purples back whenever I want, pretty much. So getting to use another one of them is really good. So 3 purples have gone. Higuain, Mahrez, De Gea all untradeable. Aubameyang player of the month, been super servant for the club, but time to go. Juan Fran, a super servant to the club, time to go. And George Best, ultimately, with that few games played, a waste of coins in hindsight, an absolute waste of coins. But that gets us another 100k pack. Can we at least get a walkout to tease me here, EA? That's outrageous, isn't it? And this right here, even though we packed a team of this... Oh, wait, Record Baker. Do you know what? That's sick, because Wondolowski, 65k discard, which is really nice. This is why the Bundes team of the season and Liga NOS team of the season is so expensive. They're just unpackable. They're really unpackable. Now, that's really, really good card, funnily enough, because he discards for so much, and I am going to discard him as well, because he doesn't sell. Look at that. If it wasn't for Wondolowski there, an 83, 182, and then 81s and lower, that is a horrific 100k pack. Jesus Christ. He's going to go 65,600 coins. These guys are going to go into the club. And then I'm going to list all of these guys up on my own time, guys. So I'll carry on building Hullet with things that I can use and trying to get him done as cheap and as efficient as possible. If I can get him for this weekend league, today or tomorrow based on League SBC grinding, brilliant. If not, it's going to be next Friday that we put Hullet into the team, which is still going to be exciting. But for now, guys, we're going to get into the gameplay, so I will be right back. All right, guys, so into the gameplay we go. As you guys have seen, we made some changes to the team. We're going to make some more changes over the next coming week and stuff to the team. As you guys watch this gameplay, rest assured, this gameplay is terrible. We will touch on gameplay a little bit deeper throughout the video again. But rest assured that it is tragic. Like, I'm not even going to try and front. The way I play FIFA is horrible to watch. It's horrible to play. But as I said, we'll touch on it a bit deeper in a second. So the first comment is from Liam Orchard. He says, I know you said about Varane be insane, but would you want to use Eder and TeLez duo? So he's obviously talking about Militao and TeLez. And yeah, the left back is definitely up for grabs in my spot right now. Alonso's good, but it's up for grabs. And we was looking on stream today about the differences between Eder Militao and Timothy Varane. And there's not much. They both have positives and negatives. So a positive for Militao is he's faster. He's got better physicals, he's got better stamina, and he's more agile and has better balance. So he will feel so quick, he'll turn so quick. So that's obviously a couple of positives for him. The positives for Varane is he's taller by 2 inches. He can pass better, and his ball control and composure are better. And I do think that they're important stats for defenders. So they each have their positives. And they each have a few negatives, and it comes down to what do you prefer. Now, for me, Varane is just so tried and tested in my team. He's been so successful for me for so long that I would struggle to get him out of my team. But I would love to try TeLez at left back. So Militao and TeLez as my left back, centre back pairing, I wouldn't be opposed to going for, because it would be a really, really strong pairing. Alisson would give TeLez the link that he needs to get full chem as well, as would Vieira, I think it is, in that spot above him. And yeah, just generally speaking, I think that would be good. And the left back in general, as I say, is up for grabs. 7 Drew B says, just suggesting swap Kante and Vieira, then get Timothy and Marcelo so that Varane gets 10 chem as well. And as I say, left back is up for grabs. But the reason why I sold Timothy and Marcelo in the first place is because he's too short. I didn't like him. I didn't really abuse his skill moves or his attacking powers too much, because I typically set my fullbacks to stay back while attacking. So he didn't really get involved in the offensive play. So I really do rely on my fullbacks to be defensive-minded players. And so for that, having a strictly attacking, well, not strictly attacking, but a fullback that's heavily based on attacking, and then has 5-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot, he's just wasted there. So I definitely will change my left back throughout the course of this team of the season, find the right balance, the right pairing. For the rest of this weekend league, we're going to stick with Alonso and Varane, and then depending on my rewards next week, we might change up. But even still, depending on the rewards, I don't know. I still don't know where I'm going to play. Right? I came away. I came away last week after rewards, just super sad, man. Just super sad. And again, we'll get to where I'm going to finish this week a little bit more detailed in a second. Joey Bowie says, When I use Ronaldo as a cam, I also had a little trouble. But then I put him on stay forward and he plays like a second striker on the counter. I went from 4 goals and 3 assists in 5 games to 8 goals and 5 assists in 5 games. Good luck on elite, like so Nep can see. Well, interestingly enough, Ronaldo's performing on all sorts of levels for me. Like, he doesn't cross the ball as well as Mbappe. I don't understand how or why. I don't understand why the crossing technique is different or what causes it to be a different style of cross, even though it's the same skill move, the same area of the field that I'm crossing it from, the same area of the field that I'm crossing it to, the same power and button combinations that I'm putting together to cross it in general. I don't know what causes it to be different, right? But one thing that Ronaldo is giving me is he gives me the wow factor. I think he scares people a lot more than Mbappe does, especially the one to watch Ronaldo. You know, it's a 98 rated card. You look at that card and people are just like, here we go again. You know, they get so like stressed out at seeing CR7. It gives the wow factor more than Mbappe. And Ronaldo is outscoring. Ronaldo right now, after 14 games, has more goals and more assists than he has games played, which Mbappe never did get. And the guy that just scored that header there, Aubameyang, has more goals than games played, which Bale never achieved, and almost as many assists as games played, which Bale never got close to. The one massive benefit that I have with Aubameyang is that he is so much more complete and well-rounded than Gareth Bale, which I never thought I'd say, because that Gareth Bale card is huge. He's been super important for me. He's saved me on so many occasions. But Aubameyang is just, he's a different class. Honestly, I truly mean it. He's a different class. And although I was gutted that I didn't purchase him for 1.8 million last Friday when he first came out, and I ended up buying him for 3 million, I'm still happy I got him in the squad. He's still been a joy to play with. So right now, I'm actually happy with where the team's at, especially now that I'm playing with Christian Eriksen in the team and that I sold Alex Lacazette. These games that you're watching here today, though, this is game 2 to 10. We obviously played game 1 live yesterday. In games 2 to 10, I'm still using Lacazette. I love the Lacazette in the team because I'm an Arsenal fan, because he's an Arsenal player, because he's been so good. And I will definitely work towards getting him back into my team at one stage or another, just to have him on the bench as a good super sub, right? But I also think it's fair to say that he was a terrible, terrible cam, right? He just wasn't very good at all. He didn't really score or assist, and he just didn't have much in him, you know, to make him usable, right? He would be way better suited as a striker or a second striker, like, you know, in a 2-striker formation. He'd be much better suited for that. But I will get him back into my team in due course. But right now, with Eriksen in at cam, I'm loving the setup of my team. And if I could just improve that left back role, I'd be so happy, man. And I will do over the course of the season. Once we get Hullet for Kante and then improve on the left back, my team's going to be all sorts of incredible, man. Like, all sorts of incredible. Ryan says, NepentheZ, crosses aren't working for me. Let's go down the middle. Also, NepentheZ carries on trying to cross. You obviously talked about the live game yesterday. In that game, and this is one of the issues with why I cross so much and how I ended up forcing myself to cross, and why it then developed into almost a bad habit of gameplay, is in that game, that guy was on drop back, one depth, very narrow. So although crosses weren't specifically working, I couldn't go through the middle because he just had so many bodies in front of goal. I just couldn't do anything. I ended up scoring off of a scoop volley, and that's what won me the game, which was nice because that could have been a really tough game that I lost. And you know, there would be some times that I would lose those games. You know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Those are the games that I'd look at after the game had finished and be like, I should have won that game. I was better than that guy, this and that. And people always used to tell me, dude, just get better at the game, man. Like, stop complaining, learn the mechanics, get better at the game. So guess what? I stopped complaining to a degree. I got better. I learned the mechanics of the game. And now that I've done that, I just get abused for it. I just get people telling me, I stop playing this way of football. I'm stop watching. The way you play FIFA is horrible. All you do is abuse game mechanics. Well, yeah, because you've got to. And with that, there was a long comment and a long debate. I'm going to pick out 2 comments from it because I think it's kind of important. Zixio says, Jesus, man, awful gameplay. Not once did you dribble into the box with a god-tier player like Lacazette or Henry. You played it down the wing every time. Mix your gameplay up and maybe you'll enjoy the game more. And I would contest whether I'd enjoy it more or not. I don't think I would enjoy it more by mixing it up, which I'll get to in a second. But one of the responses was, from Juan. He says, that's what I hate about this game. People running down the wings and doing scoop crosses or shots. No one actually breaks down my defense with great passing or good dribbling, just broken game mechanics. And what's funny here, and I'm not necessarily talking about Juan specifically who wrote the comment, but what's funny about here is the reason why people developed into long shots, scoop crosses, El Tornado crosses is because the one depth drop back meta makes it impossible to actually break down defenses with good passing or good dribbling. It's just impossible. There's you have 4, sometimes 5 attackers versus 8 or 9 defenders. It's impossible. So when you pack your box with players, people are going to try and find ways around it. And in previous years, specifically when Park the Bus existed, there weren't the attacking mechanics to counter the ultra defensive / Park the Bus gameplay. It was one of my biggest complaints about this game all year, every year. Just give us something. Just give us some way around, some tool to be able to press or pin people in. Well, this year we have those tools. We can abuse the wings. We can abuse long shots. So for me, what happened is because so many people play the drop back one depth meta, I started really learning and abusing crossing. And it became such an efficient way to score that even if somebody doesn't abuse drop back one depth against me, I still play for crosses because it's such an overpowered way to score. And so on the sense of I would enjoy the game more if I mixed up my play, the reason why I wouldn't is because I'm not enjoying it. I don't enjoy losing, and I don't enjoy playing bad FIFA. And so I feel like my 2 options are, and again, this is me. This isn't necessarily you or how you play or where you go to, but my options are I either play good FIFA, fun FIFA, and lose lots of games, which I would not enjoy. Where, if I'm sitting there losing a game because I'm forcing myself to not abuse the meta, my mind would be going, what are you doing? Just go and score a cross against this guy and win the game. So, like, I wouldn't enjoy at all playing fun FIFA but losing. And I also don't enjoy playing like this and winning. It's not fun for me. It's a bore fest. It's a chore. It's a means to an end to get rewards. And so my 2 choices pretty much are lose and not have fun or win and not have fun. And I think if we were all presented with those 2 choices, everyone would rather win and not have fun. And so that's kind of why I play like that. And once again, what you guys shouldn't be doing is you shouldn't be directing your anger or your frustrations or your discontent for me in the way I play to me. You should be sending it to EA. You should be saying, hey guys, this is not acceptable. It's unacceptable that people can play FIFA this way as a constant, efficient way, and it's good enough to win to an extremely high level. You should be frustrated at them, not at me, because I don't code this game. I just play the game. And as we've talked about before, people told me, we want you to push on. We want you to do your best. You've got an insane team now. We want to see what you could do if you played all 30 games. And then when I'm trying to play my best, people are like, don't play like that. That's boring. I can't give you both. I'm either going to play to gold 2, and that's why I want to talk about where we go to. I'm either going to play to gold 2 and experiment a little bit more with my team and my player choices, and maybe experiment a little bit more with how I play the game, and just take the 2 guaranteed Major League Team of the Season reds every week, and that's it. Or I'm going to force myself to play all 30. I'm going to make damn sure I get elite by abusing the gameplay. Let me know what ones you guys would prefer, because at this moment in time, I don't know what I want to do. After this video, we're 10-0. I played 2 more at the time of recording this video. I'm 12-0. I'm in a great spot for elite already. But I'm also sitting here, like, literally not enjoying myself. And that Bundesliga Team of the Season, I sit there and think, do I really want to play hard to pack 3 of those tradable and get 3 of those reds? Or do I want to just play to 17, accept the 2, and carry on grinding menus because I can attain cards that way, which takes me to the Christian Eriksen issue. I spent a long time, some people ridiculed me for it on forums and Reddit, but I spent a long time preparing to get elite this last week, right? For the week and a half before, I was spamming rivals. I was, literally mastering the art of crossing. I went out of my way and spent time playing against top 100 players, and people are like, oh, it's his job to play this game, and he felt like he spent time to work for that. It's not my job to play this game. I'm a content creator. Like, look at my main channel. My main channel is my biggest channel. It's where I get the most views. I don't have hardly any gameplay on that channel unless it's a draft, right? This is my second channel. It gets way less views, it gets way less return, and I put way more effort into it, and it's not my job. I don't even have to play FUT Champs at all, let alone for a job, right? In fact, we went through January through to April, not even playing Champs, or sometimes the Gold 3, some weeks not at all. And guess what? The content was still there. It's not my job to play Champs. So I put time in, I put effort in to make sure I was good enough to hit Elite. And I didn't get rewarded with the rewards. And then I built 3 of those packs, and I got 3 walkouts, including a player that was worth more than anything that I got in the rewards from Elite 3 altogether. Sure, it was untradeable, but the point still stands. It's like, why am I working hard to hit Elite when I could work very comfortably and not put myself through stress and frustrations, grind the menus, and still get the same players, like, or get better players? Like, that's my point on that one. Like, why am I putting in the time and effort and energy to play this game to a high level to not be rewarded when I can put that same effort and energy into the menus and be rewarded 10 times the amount? It just for me, it doesn't make sense. The last thing that I just want to address here today as we get into the last game, Swinglow says, still moaning about your rewards, I see. Let it go, man. You packed Hullet. Stop complaining. Funnily enough, you haven't let it go by putting that comment in, but packing something from a different game mode many months ago doesn't make it okay to be unrewarded for your time today. You know, that's just not how it works. Like, getting something good previously shouldn't abstain you from being able to be upset with not getting good things in the future. That's not how it works. That's not how life works. And having that mentality is exactly what allows EA to just carry on doing what they're doing with no contest. This, though, guys, is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.